Let's look at the last two on your review because I know this was giving some of y'all problems. So it says, what is the equation in slope-intercept form of the line that passes through those points? So remember we have y equals mx plus b as our slope-intercept form. So we want the line to go through these 2 points. So one thing that you can do is find your slope. And that'll narrow down our choices. So remember the slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So we'll do that first. So this is x1, y1, x2, y2. So once you identify what they are, you can plug it into the formula. And it doesn't matter which one you assign as x1, y1 and which one you assign as x2, y2. The only thing that matters is that if your x is 1 here, then your y is 1 here. If your x2 is here, your y2 is here, that they're a pair. They stay together. Okay, so y2 would be negative 16 minus y1, 47, over x2 is 2 minus x1, negative 4. And I'm just going to plug that in the calculator. Make sure you pay attention to your negatives and minuses. So negative 16 minus 47. You should be doing this in your calculator, either on your computer or on your calculator that you have on your desk or at home. I'm putting it in exactly as it is. And that comes out to m equals negative 21 over 2. Now that I have my slope, then I can narrow down my choices. So negative 21 over 2. So that one's the correct one. This is not. That is not. That is the correct one. So then the next thing to check is what is the b value. So what we're going to do here is we are going to put these into y equals in the calculator. Calculator. There we go. So I'm going to put a in. And that's a plus, even though it kind of looks not. It is. Just because of how it was printed. Okay, so I'm going to put that into y equals. And then I want to make sure it goes through these 2 points. So one way would be to look at the graph. But actually the easiest way, how can you look at points? Yeah, we're going to go to table. So it's second graph for the table. Okay, I want negative 4 to match with 47. Negative 4 is this ugly fraction. It's not 47. So that means A is out. And just because I want to be sure that my answer is correct, I'm going to go and put in C. Go to y equals. The only thing that changed on this one would be the y-intercept. So I just change out the y-intercept to be plus 5. Then I'm going to go to my table again, second graph, and I want negative 4 to be with 47. See how it's there? And then 2 to be with negative 16. 2 negative 16. So C is the correct answer. Okay, so 16 is that same concept. So I want you to do the same thing. Go ahead and do this, and then we'll check it. So I'm going to pause the video so that y'all can try number 16. Okay, so let's see how you did. I have written it down, what I got for the slope anyway. So now I know that it's not F and G. So now I plug it into y equals. Oh, and I also put this into y equals. Into the calculator and got negative 2/3. So then clear this out. Put in the negative 2/3 x plus 7/3. Look at our table of values and see if we have 1, 3 and negative 2, 5. Well, negative 2 is with 11/3, so we know that's not right. So go back over here, and I need to change this to 11/3. So you don't have to clear the whole thing out. Just change what needs to be changed. What's different about them? Look at our table. Negative 2 is with 5, and 1 is with 3. So that means J is the answer. Okay, let's look at 3 real quick, just to review what a 0 is. If you look back at the Quizlet that we did at the beginning of this unit, where we wrote down all those definitions, a 0 is just an x-intercept. So you're just finding your x-intercept. So if it gives you a point, it gives you a slope, you're going to graph the line on here. So starting with the point. So 1, negative 9. You're going to plot that point. Then you're going to do the slope of negative 3. So that'd be rise over run over 1. So this means I'm going to go 3 down, 1 right. But I can't go 3 down. So the same thing as going down and right is go up and left. So up 3, 1, 2, 3, left 1. So 1, 2, 3, left 1. 1, 2, 3, left 1. 1, 2, 3, left 1. And so on. And you can use a ruler or a straight edge of some sort to make your line. And we're looking for the x-intercept. So we're looking for where it crosses the x-axis. So that is at negative 2. All right, let's look at the transformation problems. The graphs of linear functions f and g are shown in the grid. Which function is best represented by the graph of g? So we are comparing them. So how does the graph of f compare to the graph of g? And when you compare them, you're looking specifically at slope and y-intercept. So how does the slope of f compare to g? G of x is it steeper or less steep? Less steep. Okay, so that's what I mean by comparing them. And what about the y-intercept? where they cross the y-axis. It's the same. So the thing with slope is we're talking about it being less steep, but y-intercept is the same. Slope is changing your steepness. And this is by multiplying f by some function. The y-intercept is saying the same, so it was not translated up or down, so there's no plus or minus. So this is found by multiplying the y-intercept. If it's changed, it's found by add or subtract. So if we look at our answer choices, we want to mark out the ones that have an add or subtract because the y-intercept does not change. So this is a -1, -4. So we know A and C are out. So we just want to find the one that will make g of x less steep. So is it rise 1, run 3, or is it rise 3, run 1? Which one makes it less steep?
Rise 1,
run 3. Or rise 3, run 1. This one makes it less steep. So that is the 1/3. 1/3 makes it less steep. 3 makes it steeper. So this would be steeper. And so that is not the answer because it makes it steeper. The closer your multiple, the number that you're multiplying by, gets to 0, the less steep it gets. The bigger the number gets, the steeper it gets. Because you're rising a bunch and then running just a little. Let's look at 8. A student graphed f of x equals x and g of x equals f of x plus 3 on the same coordinate grid. Which statement describes how the graphs of f and g are related? So we have f of x equals x and g of x is f of x plus 3. So remember how we said the y-intercept changes if we add or subtract? So this is an adding 3. So your y-intercept is going to change by moving it. Because if your y-intercept is changed, it's going to move it up or down according to how much it was changed. So a plus 3 would mean it's going to go up 3 units. Which one also says up 3 units of our answer choices?
Oh, F.
Yeah, 3 units up. Steeper, no, same. 3 units down, no. And less steep, no. So that plus 3 is making it 3 units up. Number 9, this looks kind of funny. Okay, so it should be like that. I don't know. Whenever it was printed, it just messed it up a little bit. Okay, we have 2 functions given. F of x is negative 4x plus 1, and g of x is negative 4x plus 1 over 2. How does the graph compare with the graph of g? So when we compare just the equations, what is the same, what is different?
The slope is the same.
Yeah, same slope, different y-intercept. So what's going to change if you have a different y-intercept?
Where it starts off.
Yeah, where it starts off. It's going to translate up or down. So if you were at, let's say 1, right? And now you're at half. What happened going from F to G?
Oh, you go down.
Down how much?
Oh,
Half, yeah. Because you would subtract these. How do you get from 1 to a half? You take away a half. So down half a unit. So now we just need to look at these answer choices and see which one makes the most sense. So at A, the graph of F is less steep than the graph of G. Is that true? No, they have the same slope. So the steepness doesn't change. The graph of F has the same y-intercept. Do they have the same y-intercept?
no.
No, it was moved down, right? Okay. The graph of F is parallel to the graph of G.
Yes.
Same slope means I'm going to rise or go, well, on this one is go down. 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1. So it's like that. And then the other one is down 4 over 1 also over 1. My drawing is really terrible. But if they have the same slope, they have the same steepness, which really means that they're parallel. So yeah, they are parallel. The graph of F is steeper than G. No. So it is C. Let's go to 10. Okay, the slope and y-intercept of the graph of F were changed to make the graph of G as shown. Which statement describes the changes that were made to the graph of F to make the graph of G? So we're looking at slope and y-intercept. So let's find the slope. So let's find of F. How do we find the slope if we're given a graph?
Rising.
Yeah, we need to count rods over run. So we need 2 points. Where are 2 perfect points that are whole numbers?
3.
Yeah, 3, and then where else? Which goes exactly, huh? That doesn't look exact. Where did it go exactly through?
-4.
-4. 4, -4. Perfect. Okay, so let's go ahead and find that slope. How do we find it? Yeah, count. So go ahead and do your counting and show your counts. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So -7 over 1, 2, 3, 4. -7 over 4. Let's do the graph of G. Let's find 2 points. Where are 2 points? At -2? 0, -2? Maybe. I can't really tell. It's hard to tell now that I've written on it. And then where's the other one? Mm. 2, 5? Y'all think that's
We use line.
Isn't that on the same line?
right here?
Yes.
Okay? So let's count rods over run. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 over 1, 2. Okay, so then this one is positive 7/2. Why don't we change these into decimals? What is, oh yeah, this one's 3.5, so positive 3.5. What is this one?
Negative 1.75.
Yep. So that way we can compare them easier. Okay, so whenever it's like that, what would the slope be multiplied by to get from F to G?
3.5. Oh, no.
Multiply. What am I going to multiply negative 1.75 by to get 3.5? Is it going to be 2 or negative half or negative 2 or half?
Negative 2.
Negative 2? So if I do negative 1.75 times the negative 2, I get 3.5. Yeah. So times negative 2. And if you didn't know that, you can divide. Go the opposite way. If you want to multiply this times something to get this, go the opposite way and do 3.5 divided by negative 1.75. And it shows it's multiplying by negative 2. Okay, so answer choices we can mark out. All of them, right? Hey. So then the last thing is just to make sure the y-intercept was decreased by 5 to make the graph. So was it,
Yes.
if you go from here, you go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yes, decreased by 5. I thought this was a pretty tough problem. How many of y'all were able to get it without help? Hey, good job, good job. Yeah, it's a pretty tough problem. Okay, are there any other questions before I'm going to give you just a little bit of time and then we'll grade it. Any other questions before we grade it? Okay, I'm going to give you 5 minutes to make sure it's all done, work being shown, and then we're going to grade it. So at 9:17, we'll grade it.
Wait a minute. Real quick. Real quick.
So if y'all want to check with your partner, you can.